Hello, you guys. Long time no see. What's up? Today in our studio, we're gonna have a nice strategy called the Headquarters World War II. So, World War II continues to be one of the most in-demand theaters of the war for strategy and or tactical games. That makes sense for many reasons. The battle themselves and the tactics that were on display lend themselves to video game mechanics in ways that the other wars at around the same time, World War I, Vietnam, Korea, don't. It also goes without saying that it was a particularly dramatic, desperate war with so many famous battles. It's one of the most well-known conflicts too. Unlike so many other wars, you can assume that the most players have the baseline understanding of what happened, saving you a lengthy and potential customer losing onboarding processes. Finally, you can shoot Nazis. You can decimate either armies of Nazis. There are few greater thrills than that. Over the years, Silently has firmly established itself as a leader in war games based around the World War II. It's just that they haven't always been the most accessible and do at times weird towards being so dry that they take the joy out of the disseminating the Nazis to replace it with a dry, near academic analysis of the tactics. Thankfully, Headquarters World War II is not one of those. It builds itself as a fast-paced tactical game that will allow you to play major campaigns across 3 different forces that participated in the war, like America, UK, and as you can play as the Germans. It delivers that it's a generally good, fun, or interesting from a military strategy perspective. While it does focus on the speed of play, what Headquarters does really well is capture some of the unique qualities of the war is that era could affect the battles of play out. Infantry can stage attacks from the buildings, for example, and line on the side means wall a lot, but also buildings can be damaged. Tanks are powerful but have vulnerabilities, most of them with the armor in the back. Worse, if one of them does blow up on the bridge in a narrow pass, they can really get the way and slow advance down. There are also the tactical rules that you extract a serious strategic simulator. High ground matters a lot, making storming and breach every bit of the nightmare for the attackers as they were in real life. Tanks and units have different roles within them, and when a unit makes damage and loses a specialist, its utility on the battlefield can be affected in the different ways. So on and so forth. Headquarters eschews the grand strategy elements of many World War II themed games these days to keep the focus firmly on the battlefield, and the mechanics are taught around that experience. Each campaign has 9 operations, and then there is a skirmish mode and the ability to make share your own maps. We've seen bigger games than the Headquarters in terms of the content, but everything that is the game is well-turned, well-designed, and well-balanced to be both technically rich without being overly complex. Indeed, as a gateway drug into the more serious of the military strategy games, Headquarters works nicely thanks to the skirmish-like speed and presentational values. This is a good-looking game with some fun cinematic action shots thrown to help showcase all the devastation happening around the firefights, and the visceral thrill of watching a tank blow up while looking down the barrel of the gun that did it. The descriptive environments are particularly impactful, and watching a sleepy village slowly reduced to rubble and as it becomes the center of some fierce fighting is a tragic thing that the game engine depicts perfectly. Unfortunately, what the developers dropped the ball on is storytelling. On the side of the things, there are issues with the voice acting and the general context given to the scenarios and the border conflict. The developers politically interrupted fast play to mean efficient storytelling, and so you're going to need to fill in some blanks yourself to fully appreciate the actions that unfolding in front of you. It's easy to say here and that the people just go and do their own research, and that is true. There is so much information available about the World War II, from museums to books to the other works of that. There is no reason that anyone should need the game for like this to either dramatize or educate about the conflict. On the other hand, we are live in the era where disinformation and the jigonism are just starting to impact our collectible understanding on the World War II. And so I firmly believe that people working with this war for their art to take leadership on it. Because in point, just today, I was thinking about the World War II. It is very tragic. It is a very tragic event. In the decades when we do live in this moment, we have so many conflicts around the world. But you know what? That's hard to come. That's hard to come by for so many reasons. The allies in World War II, having won the good fight, subsequently used for jigonistic poses and build the image of the English and American armies being perilous of virtue, which is simply not reality. I would like also to see Sail the Real as one of the highest profile publishers of the World War-based war games. Do something to remind people that there was more something than the US, England and Germany locking the weapons, But Headquarters of World War aims to get as close to the real world as possible. Armors for vehicles is calculated depending on the attack angles. All incoming fire can affect the morale of the unit. High ground offers aiming advantages and tanks tend to have problems engaging in the narrow streets of the small French towns. Unit speed matters and its additional push to forward without some solid scouting. While Headquarters World War II is a good-looking video game which insists of inserting action shots where a unit does something special. The developers have recreated the historical forces pretty closely, and the towns and fields where engagement takes place are beautiful, and even the players start demolishing houses and punching holes throughout the walls. Well, in the conclusion, this game features tense engagement and nice tactical scenarios despite the familiarity of the Overlord campaign. The three factions feel suitably different in terms of units and approach. Players will be challenged by a wide range of combats and scenarios. The game also gives players the tool to create their own battles, both against the computers and the other humans, and as a good editor. I hope the starting games use the game system to cover less well-known World War II operations. Well, this is a good, compact, and engaged wargame with plenty of attention to the detail. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, guys, to comment, rate, and subscribe. Peace.